Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, early learners. It's me, Mrs. Reed-Wright. We're back together in the art room. And the art room is a place where we look at art, we talk about art, and we create art. And remember, we're meeting famous artists. We have been talking about Giuseppe Arcimboldo, and he was a portrait artist. And we're going to talk more about the portraits after we sing our hello song right now. Remember our hello song, it's an echo song where I sing a line, then you sing the same line. I sing a line and you sing the same line. We've been doing it a few days. I think everyone can join in. Ready? Hello there, how are you? How are you? It's so good to see you, We'll sing and we'll be happy that we're all here together again. Thank you for singing along with me. Now, let's talk about Giuseppe Arcimboldo. Remember, he started out as a painter because his father was a painter. And then he became a glass artist because people wanted him to do the glass art in Milan, and he was doing it for a cathedral. And I was hoping when you are around in your neighborhood, if you have a church somewhere in your neighborhood, look and see if they have stained glass windows, because as the light shines through, you can see all kinds of colorful glass. Sometimes if you're inside the church and the sun shines through, it will have pictures of people and all kinds of scenes that you might see. I want you to think about Arcimboldo when you see the stained glass. Now we looked at the gardener, and the gardener started out as a fruit bowl full of fruits and vegetables. And when that happened, we said, oh, yes, I see all kinds of fruits and vegetables in that bowl. And then I did the magic thing about turning it upside down, and it became a portrait with a giant vegetable nose and a giant onion cheek. And it has funny stringy hair, and it has rutabaga and carrots and turnips. And he even had a walnut for an eye. And you did for homework cut out some pictures of fruits and vegetables, and we sorted them into ones that seemed they were the right shape or size for the pieces on our face. Then we did a side view portrait of a person so that when we got together today, we could fill it in with our fruits and vegetables. I wanted you to see one of the vegetables I got from the farmer's market on Saturday. Look at this. Have you seen this before? One of the boys in my neighborhood saw it on my bicycle and he said, hey, I like your celery. And I thought, oh, it does kind of look like celery down here, but celery doesn't have this part of the greenery. And it doesn't have a big bulb on the bottom. This is called fennel. And fennel tastes like licorice, kind of, black licorice. And you can pull off pieces. It's like it has a leaf. I like to make a salad out of it. And I slice this part up into small pieces. I put it with oranges, and these little fronds I put in the dressing and put it over my salad. It's delicious, but where would we use it in our portrait is what I want to know. What would this part be good for? Maybe the hair? What would this part be good for? Maybe an ear? You look at this and you think, what could I use this for in a portrait? Because if we're going to pretend we are Arcimboldo, we will look at things and think, what would he have used it for? We can pretend we are the artist as we put together our portrait. Let me set this aside because there's something else I bought at Farmer's Market. Look at this little fruit. I'll put it up next to my apron so you can see. Look how it's shaped. It's shaped kind of in a teardrop. It's called a fig. It's a black fig, but it's really purple, but they call them black. I brought my fancy knife and I brought my little tiny cutting board because in one of the portraits that Arcimboldo did, our kindergarten students in Fresno study Arcimboldo and his print, Autumn. And in that print, Arcimboldo used a fig for an earring. But I wanted to show you the inside. Now, I like this knife because it has a safety guard on it. But I hold my fingers in the back and I saw it. It's like one of the tools the carpenters use. And when I get through it, I'm going to set this down, but I like to put the thing back on so anyone nearby won't be harmed by my knife. Let me set that down. I want to show you the inside of the fig. It's shaped still is the same shape, but now you can see the seeds and the different colors inside. It is so beautiful. Now, if I were to use this as an earring, I could put it up to my ear, but look at the colors inside. The seeds are crunchy when you eat them, and they have a beautiful pattern inside. There's some stripes. Sometimes when you cut it open, it's purple inside. Sometimes when you cut them open, they're green inside because there are so many different kinds of figs. When we go over to the easel, I'm going to use my pointer stick to show you what it looks like when it's the fig as the earring. And I will show you some other things as I start to glue my pieces onto my portrait. Let's set this down. We'll sing the Arcimboldo song and then go on over to the easel. Remember, the song is a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ready? Giuseppe Arcimboldo lived 500 years ago, made vases out of produce, fruits and veggies that you know. All right, so I'm going to hop up and go over to the easel. You get your paper ready and your glue stick and your pieces if you're going to make the art along with me. Because putting this portrait together is going to take some time. I don't think I'll finish mine today, and I don't think you will either, especially if you didn't get a chance to cut your face out yet. And if that happens, you can just start gluing your fruits and vegetables on and cut the face out later. You can just cut it into a circle and add more things later if that's how you want to do it. Because you know how I feel about art? That since it's yours, you can do exactly what you think makes it look beautiful and interesting. All right? So if I put a carrot for my eyebrow, does that mean you have to put a carrot for your eyebrow? No, it does not. What if you used a great big zucchini? Maybe that's what you'll do. And you'll see some other things I'm going to glue on here that are super interesting. There's one called celery root, and I think that I will make it into something on his face because when I cut it out, I thought that has such good texture. So come on over to the easel. I have my glue stick and some of my pieces over there. I'm going to grab an eye and a carrot so I'm ready to start my face. Now here I am at the easel. I have these portraits that he painted for the ruler of a country that said, I want to remember the seasons. And he said, you mean winter, spring, summer, and fall? And he said, yes, I do. And he thought, well, I can do that, and I'll use the fruits and vegetables that are growing during that season. So let's take a look at winter. Winter's just a big old dried up piece of tree, and the roots are sticking up for his hair. There's some ivy, he has some hair, and one of the roots is part of his ear. And the only piece of produce that I can really see are 2 lemons that are coming out of his neck. Let's look at the spring. Winter, spring, now the cold is over and all the flowers are blooming. All of this portrait is done with beautiful flowers and petals and leaves. Here it is for summer with our summer fruits, and there's all of those. And then here's autumn, which is the season that we're in right now, autumn or fall. And I wanted you to notice the reason I picked this portrait to study is because he has a pumpkin at the top of his head. I want to do that. If you didn't cut out a pumpkin, just draw one and glue it on. But let me get my pumpkin and glue it on there. I found a pumpkin in a grocery ad, and I thought, save that, Mrs. Readwright, because you'll want that as the top of your head. Because look how he had a pumpkin on top of his head right here. I'll put that right on the back of my Mr. Head. I see a bunch of grapes around his face. Do I have to use grapes? No, I don't. But I do have a lot of grapes, so I'm going to put some right near that picture and have it come around. Is it a little too long? Maybe so, but I could add more grapes and things there. I want to put his tomato eye so I can see that it's right past his nose and in a little bit. See that? I also want to put the carrot for his eyebrow, because remember we talked about that made a good shape? I'll put that above his eye. I'm going over to decide upon which mouth I'm going to use. Remember when we sorted everything? Oh, maybe I'll put his ear on. I think a big old mushroom ear would be good. Come on, mushrooms. Get around the edges, remember, boys and girls, otherwise things pop up. I'll put that on for his ear. Now, you see, I'm not going to be able to finish him today. I do think he needs a mouth before I go, or maybe a potato nose. The potato nose. Well, because when I sit down, we'll just have time to say goodbye and sing our goodbye song, and so I can tell you what to bring tomorrow. Please continue working on your portrait, and if you have time or someone can help you send it to me, you know how I'd love to see your art here, and we have an address that you can send it to, and if I get to see it, I will then be able to say thank you very much for sending me your art. Now tomorrow, we're going to draw a portrait using fruits and vegetables. So bring some white paper, colored pencils or watercolors, or you could bring pencils or crayons. It's going to be mixed media. When you use more than one kind of art tools, they call it mixed media. All right, let's sing our goodbye song. Now is the time to say goodbye. My, how fast the time did fly. Our day is done, so we must say goodbye, goodbye for today. When we make the art on the white paper, I want you to know that I will have my portfolio ready to bring out what I got finished on my portrait using my glued on vegetables. So be ready to see that. I wanted to also show you my bottom picture tomorrow and let you see how it compares with the brown face guy. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.